Hello guys, what I'm about to read you is probably one of the most disgusting things I ever had the pleasure to read. We're talking about the opening text of Naked Lunch by William S. Burroughs, and it always makes me want to throw up. It's really graphic, so I hope you guys enjoy. And start west. I can feel the heat closing in. I feel them out there making their moves, setting up the devil doll's two pigeons, crooning over my spoon and dropper I throw away at Washington Square Station. Vault a turnstile and two flights down the iron stairs, catch an uptown A train. Young, good-looking, crew-cut, Ivy League, advertising exec type fruit holds the door back for me. I am evidently his idea of a character. You know the type. Comes on with bartenders and cab drivers, talking about right hooks and the Dodgers. Calls the counterman and natives by his first name. A real asshole. And right on time, this narcotic stick in a white trench coat. Imagine tailing somebody in a white trench coat, trying to pass as a fag, I guess. Hit the platform. I can hear the way he would say it, holding my outfit in his left hand, right hand on his piece. I think you dropped something, fella. But the subway's moving. So long, Flatfoot, I yell, giving the fruit bee his production. Giving the fruit his bee production, sorry. I look into the fruit's eyes. Take it in the white teeth, the Florida tan, the $200 sharkskin suit, the button-down Brooks Brothers shirt, and carrying the news as a prop. Only thing I read is the letter Wagner. A square wants to come on hip. Talks about pot, and smoke it now and then, and keeps some around to offer the fast Hollywood types. Thanks, kid. Thanks, kid, I say. I can see you're one of our own. His face lights up like a pinball machine with stupid pink effect. Grassed on me he did, I said morosely. Note, Grasson's English thief slang for uniform. I drew closer and laid my dirty, junky fingers on his sharkskin sleeve. And us blood brothers in the same dirty needle. I can tell you in confidence, he's due for a hot shot. Ever seen a hot shot, kid? Just a PS here. Right now, you're seeing there's nothing special about this read. Just someone describing a place and some sort of, drug dealing situation. But now, that's the disgusting part. And there are other, even disgustier text in this book. But since the first time I tried reading this book, that's the part that I couldn't get past because it was just so graphic and disgusting. I felt the need to throw up. And in most times, I was at public spaces, so I really couldn't. So I had to hold myself in and just be quiet for a moment, just breathe in. So let's get into it. Ever seen a hot shot, kid? I saw the Gimp catch one on Philly. We rigged his room with a one-way whorehouse mirror and charged a Sosky to watch it. He never got the needle out of his arm. They don't if the shot is right. That's the way they find them. Dropper full of clotted blood hanging out of a blue arm. The look in his eyes when I hit, kid, it was tasty. I mean, come on. How come? Just a bit forward, we're talking about the rub. The rub has a sincere little boy look, burns through him like a blue needle. That one step right off a Saturday Evening Post cover with a string of bullheads, and preserved himself in junk. His marks never beef, and the bunco people are really carrying a needle for the rub. One day, little boy Blue starts to slip, and what crawls out would make an ambulance attendant puke. The rub flips in the end, running through empty automats and subway stations, screaming, "Come back, kid, come back!" and follows his boy right into the East River, down through condoms and orange peels, mosaic of floating newspapers, down into the silent black ooze with gangsters in concrete, and pistols pounded flat to avoid the probing finger of prurient ballistic experts. What a character. Wait till I tell the boys in Clarks about this one. This is quite a visceral book, not gonna lie. There are just so many depictions and descriptions of junkies and how they simply, get themselves absolutely crazy with junk and all sorts of junk. And all habits built up with the drag, like cocaine will build you up, staying ahead of the sea bring down. And the junk was running low, so there we are in this no horse town strictly from cough syrup, and vomit up the syrup and drove on and on. Cold spring wind whistling through that old heap around our shivering, sick, sweating bodies, and the cold you always come down with when the junk runs out of you. That's such an interesting text, because you stop to think about homeless people usually are addicted to drugs that induce their bodies to get heated, and that inhibits hunger, and you can find it in most of the junkies' preferred substances, which is quite interesting. Here he also teaches how to shoot a PG, which shooting PG is a terrible hassle. You have to burn out the alcohol first, then freeze out the camphor and draw this brown liquid off with the dropper. Have to shoot it in a vein or you get an abscess, and usually end up with an abscess no matter where you shoot it. If you don't know what is a PG, PG is a substance that contains trace amount of opium. So yeah, I'm quite, getting into this read. Right now I'm at 15 pages still. This is the restored text with a lot of notes from the author. Find it to be really visceral and really complicated to read, but overall quite interested, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, thank you so much, and I hope to share more stuff about this read in a while. Bye bye.